Hello everyone, welcome to TTVNEWS with some latest event in TayNinhTV province, and now we come into details. Ladies and gentlemen, on March 11, the Central Propaganda and Training Commission organized the online conference of Central Rapporteurs in March 2021. Mr. Phan Xuân Thủy, Deputy Head of Central Propaganda and Training Commissions, chairs the conference at Hanoi, Lisbon.
Mr. Phạm Hùng Thái, Permanent Deputy Secretary of the Provincial Party Committee, Ms. Nguyễn Thị Xuân Hương, Head of Propaganda and Training Commissions of the Provincial Party Committee, attended the conference at the connecting point of the province. The conference also highlighted the press points of the party committees of districts, towns and cities, and the party committees directly under the Provincial Party Committee, and some press points of communes in the province. The Deputy Minister of Health, Nguyễn Trường Sơn, gave them information of the agenda, the prevention and control of COVID-19 pandemic, and the implementation of the policy of the Politburo Resolution number 21, dated February the 26th of 2021, on the government of purchase and use of COVID-19 vaccines. The conference was also heard the topic digital transformation of the country, the development of digital government, digital economy, and digital society to meet the development requirements of the country in the new era, reported by Mr. Nguyễn Huy Dũng, Deputy Minister of Information and Communications. Concluding the conference and orienting the propaganda in the coming time, Mr. Phan Xuân Thủy, Deputy Head of the Central Propaganda and Training Commissions, requested the party committees of the province cities and party committees under the central government and the teams of reporters at all levels based on the opening and closing speech of the General Secretary and State President Nguyễn Phú Trọng to propagate about the second conference of the 13 Parties Committee. Focusing on propagating the results of the 13 National Party Conference, continue to focus on propaganda on the prevention and control of the COVID-19 pandemic and on national digital transformation, digital economic development, and digital society. The Deputy Head of the Central Propaganda and Training Commissions also suggested that the reporter focus on propagating the election of deputies of the 15 National Assembly as well as the People Councils at all levels for the term of 2021 to 2026. On March the 10th of 2021, the Department of Education and Training of the province cooperated with the University of Education Publishing House, Ho Chi Minh City University of Education Publishing House, and Vietnam Investment Publishing Teaching Equipment of Education Company organized the instruction of second-grade textbook Canh Dieu series of books. The book deployment conference was held online with 98 press points in district, towns, and Tayninh City, with more than 2,000 primary school officials, teachers, and staff participating. At the conference, the teachers were introduced about the second-grade textbook, the set of Canh Dieu series book. The second-grade textbook, the Canh Dieu series, this year has 8 books, including math, Vietnamese grammar, music, experimental activities, nature and societies, ethics, fine arts, and physical education. In the book development sections, the author shared many experiences in teaching and discussed many issues in textbook selection.
Amid the COVID-19 pandemic in 2020, Vietnam retail market still recorded decent growth. Many experts stated that Vietnam retail business trend remarkably in 2020, especially in consumer behavior, and such trends will be even more remarkable in 2021.
According to the Ministry of Industry and Trade, retail sales revenue was estimated at 3.9 trillion Vietnam dong, accounting for 79% of the total retail and consumer service revenue and up to 6.8% compared with the previous year. Meanwhile, the total retail sales of the goods in the province of Tây Ninh in February is estimated at 6,100 billion Vietnam dong, up to 0.96% over the previous month, in which the food and foodstuff products increased by 4.4% over the previous month and by 18.1% over the same period last year. In recent years, the market has seen the departure of many world-famous retail brands, which were then replaced with the brands of new owners. Such a movement indicates fierce competition in the retail market, but also offers hope for domestic enterprises if it can capitalize on opportunities and create breakthroughs to capture the market.
TayNinhTV People Committee is requiring relevant agency to review the regulations and conditions of the province industrials and export processing zone to make them develop more effectively.
The Management Board of the Industrial and Export Processing Zones must propose changes to make it suitable with the province's current development. As of January 13 of 2021, there are 6 industrial zones in the operation of the province, being in the planning of Vietnam Industrial Parks approved by the Prime Minister, with a total natural land area of nearly 4,000 hectares. The area of industrial lands has 4 lists is about 2,500 hectares, and the list area is about 1,500 hectares, reaching occupancy rates of nearly 60%. According to Mr. Hà Văn Cung, head of the Economic Zones Authority of the province, since the beginning of 2021 up to now, industrial zones have attracted more than $348 million of foreign investment capital, in which there are 2 projects adjusted to increase capital with an additional capital of $350 million, and new projects with registered capital size for $16.5 million. According to investors in the industrial zones, their operation is still facing difficulties as authorities make too many overlapping inspection and examinations. Besides, the administrative procedures are still cumbersome and time-consuming for investors. The Management Board of the Industrial and Export Processing Zones is to consider and propose for the province to remove the difficulties for the investors. The T12A drainage canal in Duong Minh Chau district is being promoted and expanded. Farmers were very excited, and especially in the context of the preparing to enter the dry season. This improvement is to undertake dual tasks, both drainage canal in the rainy seasons and also a storage canals for irrigation in the dry seasons. Since the T12A canal route was renovated, upgraded, and brought into play, people, especially the farmers, have been more secure in production activities. The people of Lộc Ninh and Duong Minh communes boldly changed the structure of planting, shifting to diverse planting of high-yield fruit trees. Currently, Duong Minh Chau district has about 258 irrigation canals and 55 drainage canals, serving an area of about 30,000 hectares, basically meeting the production needs of the people. However, to cope with the complicated developments of the climate change, Duong Minh Chau district proposed to improve the exploitation capacity from current irrigation canals and at the same time expand irrigation areas to show specialized areas cultivation and the need to restructure crops in localities.
Ladies and gentlemen, the year 2020 was a successful year for the agricultural sector, and the rise both amidst the economic slowdown due to the COVID-19 pandemic. According to the Ministry of Agriculture and Rural Development, the COVID-19 pandemic has directly affected production and export, import, and consumption of agricultural products.
The combined efforts of the party, the National Assembly, the government, as well as the Prime Minister, localities, the business community, and farmers has helped the agriculture and rural development sector realize dual goals of increasing growth and effectively combating the pandemic. In terms of cultivation, the crop structure was converted more efficiently by promoting intensive farming and application of advanced science and technology, especially for the key crops, and controlling and increasing the yields of new and high-quality seed varieties. Rice production outputs reached about 42.7 million tons, not only fully meeting the demand of domestic consumption, but also meeting the needs of processing of animal feed and export. In particular, high-quality rice accounted for over 55% of the exported rice, raising the average export price from $440 per ton in 2019 to about $496 in 2020. Every year, TayNinhTV has an area of nearly 155,000 hectares of rice cultivation. In this year winter-spring crop, TayNinhTV also sows for nearly 43,000 hectares. Since one of the localities with the largest rice cultivation area in the southeast, the province produces for about 602,000 tons of commercial rice each year, supplying for domestic and external markets. And according to the Department of Agriculture and Rural Development, the Ministry of this sector has granted approval to a project aimed at restructuring the Vietnamese rice sector by 2025 and 2030, with a primary focus on improving the sector's added value. Under the scheme, the local rice sectors will boost restructuring, meet domestic consumption demand, constantly ensure national food security, improve the quality of neutral value of products, and establish. According to experts, to take full advantage of free trade agreements (FTAs) such as the EU-Vietnam FTA, the Regional Comprehensive Economic Partnership (RCEP), and the UK-Vietnam FTA, the rice sector will be required to improve product quality to meet the stringent requirements of importers. The expert also emphasized the necessity of developing rice farming areas that grow high-quality rice varieties with a specific focus on boosting connectivity among production, consumption, and export, while strictly controlling the maximum limit of pesticide residues and origin traceability.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's all for TTV News today. Thank you for joining with us and see you next time.